Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tip Tuesday. This is Mitch over at IndySoft. Hope you're all having a fantastic week. This week, I actually wanted to share with you, it's sort of a tip, but it's really just kind of a did you know that we offer this and can offer this type solution. So what you're looking at is a screen or a picture of one of our new product offerings, which is our kiosk and our tool cabinets or tool lockers. There's actually a handful of different use cases and where these can be deployed. I think this is actually a feature that, while it probably will lean towards more benefiting our internal laboratories like our enterprise accounts, our manufacturers. However, I do believe this can benefit some of our commercial calibration labs as well, particularly those who have embedded operations. So if it's a commercial lab scenario and you have a permanent techs on site, having these tool lockers for check-in and check-out of tools, or actually just drop off for calibration work and pick up from calibration work, could be in kind of an automated self-service type solution, reducing a little bit of cost and manpower for you. So in any case, this is just a picture of what it looks like deployed in a facility. You'll notice here we've got our kiosk and then we've got these tool lockers. A couple things that we'll note, this one here, this particular setup has around 40 actual doors, a couple different sizes, small, medium, and large. We actually can make those in a variety of different sizes. Some customers may want all small cabinets or all small doors. Some may want all large doors, etc. So just to give you a quick preview of really what the functionality is it's meant to serve as sort of like an Amazon storage locker, but for calibrated devices. So a lot of our customers, they have their equipment that lives out there on the shop floor. IndySoft and the calibration lab are sending out users notices to say, here's what's coming due this month, this week, etc. So what this allows us to do is actually it allows a user on the shop floor to come in and drop off tools or check tools in and out without having a person or an employee manage that operation. Okay, so the kiosk itself, there's a certain component list in here. A couple things that are about it is it does support RFID, it supports barcoding, it's got a sticker printer, so if you even want to set it up where you can reprint Cal stickers, you can even set it up to where someone on the floor can come up and print their own calibration due list, right? So there's a lot of functionality beyond just a simple check-in and check-out with this particular kiosk. The cabinets themselves, they're going to be come in a variety of different sizes. The kiosk itself is what controls the locking mechanism of these doors. So when a user comes in and does something like a drop off or a pickup or a check-in, that's actually what's going to control and open those lockers. So there's a couple different things in regarding functionality that I want you to be aware of. One is, we have truly owners of equipment on the shop floor, pointing like that's the shop floor behind me, but essentially they're going to come up to the kiosk and they're going to select either drop off equipment for the Cal Lab, or they're going to pick up equipment that's already been serviced. So when a user from the shop floor logs in, they've got a limited scope of the events that are going to be available, right? And when those events take place, just like we're used to with IndySoft today, tracking statuses get updated, emails can be sent, documents can be printed, etc. All that takes place here with this kiosk function, okay? So essentially, as I go through the slides, really what takes place is a user comes up, they scan their badge or swipe their badge if it's RFID. They're then gonna select, do they want to drop off or pick up equipment? If it's a pickup, the doors with their equipment will actually just open. If it's a drop off, there's a selection criteria that says it is a small, large, or medium-sized tool, right? And then the appropriate locker will actually open itself. But what takes place then is the calibration lab, right? So we put tools in the kiosk or into the locker itself. The Cal Lab gets notified. They're going to come and they're going to take the items out of the cabinet at that point in time. So there's, for a lab user, there's functions to remove items for calibration or even return items back to the shop floor, right? So there's different functions based upon the security rights of the user themselves. That's what I wanted you to walk away and see there. So the concept of this is, I'll kind of pull up kind of the administrator view, but you're going to notice here we've got drop-off events, remove events, return events. Obviously there's times when you just need to clean the cabinets or you need to administratively go in there and fix something because someone had a door locker open and they accidentally left a piece of paper in there or something like that. So there are admin functions, of course, here, but the concept of this kiosk is it's configurable. So in the use case I just described is for the scenario of we're just dropping items off, having the Cal Lab come and get it. And then when the Cal Lab's done, they put it back in there, and then the operators on the shop floor come pick it up, right? So it's a self-service. It's kind of like an Amazon storage locker. Now we have other use cases where they may be throughout the manufacturing floor, and it's a permanent tool crib. So actually equipment is permanently stored in there, and there's a kiosk self-service type vending machine operation where instead of having event transactions like I have visible here on this slide deck, they actually come in and it's just a simple check-in and check-out, right? So it is very, very configurable, but the concept is we're taking advantage of our RFID technology, our barcoding technology, and it's because we're essentially controlling the physical control or access of these assets, okay? So what I'd like to do next is show you a quick video of all of this in operation.
David Duranzo here, shooting you a video of the kiosk setup we have here. So first of all, I have 3 ID badges, one for a lab administrator. The middle one is a lab user, and then we've got a tool user. And I also have a handful of barcodes representing different pieces of equipment. So I'm just going to kind of do a round trip with one piece of equipment just to give you an idea how it all works. And we'll just use this Fluke. So first thing we're going to do, and let me show you the cabinet setup too. So here's the kiosk. The kiosk software is running right now, waiting for a login. And then we've got this cabinet here. Now we actually have 2 sets of cabinets in the test room. This one on the left is disconnected. So right now all we have are these. And you've got a couple of large lockers at the top. You've got small ones in the middle, and then a batch of medium-sized ones down at the bottom. And they have a connector here that passes power and data back to the kiosk computer system. What I'm going to do is start off with the tool user. We're going to log in as the tool user. And these are the options I get as that user. I get the option to drop off a tool, pick up a tool that's waiting. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop off a tool. So it's asking me to scan the tool. And I will take that barcode that I showed you earlier, and we're just going to go ahead and scan it. Okay, it recognizes the tool that I scanned. It says it's a multimeter, and I'm going to go ahead and confirm down here that is the right equipment. And it gives me the option of choosing a locker size. I'll go ahead and just choose a small one, and before I hit this button, I'll pivot the camera over so you can see what happens. So here are the small lockers. Boom, the second one just opened up because I think it thinks there's something in the first one. So we've already scanned the tool. We're going to deposit the tool into the locker, and we're going to close the door. And then here it's going to ask us to confirm that we place the items in the locker. We'll answer yes. It confirms what item that we put in the locker. Okay, and we're done. So we just hit the continue button at the bottom, and it takes us back to the main menu. The only other options here, like I said, to pick up a tool that the lab has already calibrated for me. If I hit that right now, I don't have anything waiting. And my other options here as an end user would be to look at my profile. I can associate a new ID card, or I can sign out. So I'm just going to sign out here. All right, so now we are the lab user. Lab user is going to scan in. And these are the options I have as the lab user. I can remove an item for calibration, or if I've already calibrated something, I can return it to a locker where a tool user can pick it up. So on the previous step, I would assume we send an email to the lab letting them know there's something waiting for calibration, and now the lab user comes over. They go ahead and click this button for remove for calibration. And okay, it's showing the 2 items I had in the locker. One was from earlier. So I'm just going to select the multimeter that we just scanned in. Boom, door opens up. I grab my Fluke meter, go down to the barcode scanner, scan it. It recognizes that here. We'll go ahead and close the door. And it confirms the item that I've removed and just asks me to continue. And if I wanted to take the other item out, I could, but at this point, I'm just going to log off and take what I've got back to the lab. All right, so now I come back from the lab. I've got the tool calibrated, so I'm going to log back in. This time I'm going to return it from calibration. Same Fluke meter barcode. We'll go ahead and scan it. It recognizes the multimeter, and we'll go ahead and confirm the equipment, select the locker size. I'll just stick with the small. Go ahead and put that in. close the door, confirm that I did put it in the locker. It knows it's there, and we'll hit continue. All right, and I'll log off. And the final step would be for Mr. Tool User. We're going to come back because I've been notified now that my tool's been calibrated and is waiting for pickup. I will click pickup and it shows me that it is sitting here waiting for me. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll pivot over here so you can see. I'll hit the item on the screen, opens up the door. I do need to scan this to confirm that I've got it in my custody. So we're going to do that here. It recognizes what I scanned. Go ahead and close the door, and it'll ask me to continue. If there were other items to be picked up, they would show on this list, but because there are not, I can go ahead and sign out. So pretty straightforward. So the last thing we have is the lab administrator. The lab admin has kind of God mode privileges to the lockers through the kiosk. So when this person signs on, they are provided a whole list of options. Pretty much they can do everything the tool and lab users can do. In addition, they can open all the doors, or they can do locker maintenance where they select locker maintenance. It gives them a list of all the lockers from 1 to, in this particular cabinet, there are 20 lockers. So you can scroll through the list. Okay, and then this is here so that if by chance something was left in a locker but not properly scanned out, or there's some other issue, the person from the lab, the manager or the administrator, can go ahead and just open up a locker manually, hit the button, see if there's something inside. That's one of the large ones, and it also gives you the option of clearing that locker in the database as being empty. So it's kind of a nice feature. I'll say yes, even though it is empty. Go ahead and close it. And what else do we have here? I think this open all doors, I'm not going to click it for you, but it will open all the doors one by one without having to do them manually. So that is what we have in a nutshell.
All right, thank you for taking a look at that video with us. As always, if you have any questions on anything you saw, or if you'd like more information, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or technical support team. We'll be more than happy to assist you. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and we'll all see you or talk to you soon. Thank you.